All right, guys, let's check out this super retro-inspired Bulova Computron. This was sent in by Nate, who I've been talking to quite a bit actually over on the Instagram messaging. He's got a full conversion, high accuracy quartz collection. I know many people have thought about doing that. Nate actually did it. And we'll be talking about that in a future video, but he lent in this guy here, and this is a super cool full like chromed out version. It's stainless steel, but it's full polished, blue display, and you can see it's not lit up. This is a model where you have to hit this button on the side, on the right side, and it's going to give you the day, seconds, month and date, Tuesday, a second time zone as you scroll through, and then back to the time. Now you can set all of those with this guy over here. All that information is on the Bulova website on how to set it, but I can kind of give you a quick little, most of us are going to be able to fumble through this stuff if you're kind of familiar with it. So once you activate the time, take a wooden toothpick or something and push this guy in, hold it down, and then now you can do 12 or 24 hour. You can set your hour, you can set your minute, you can set your seconds. If you scroll through here, there's the seconds, there's the date of the month. If you hold it down there, you can change the day of the month and the date. If you hold it down here, you can change the year and stuff. So the Tuesday is based on the year. So if you hold this down in the Tuesday, you're going to go into year. I'm not going to do it on camera because I already did it once and it took me a minute to get through it. So it's going to automatically come up with 2019. That's when the watch was produced. So, and then you're going to scroll all the way up through 2099, and then it resets to 2019. So try not to mess with the year unless you're bought this in like 2020 or 20 whatever, and you need to change the year. Don't mess with the year, which, like I said, the year is adjusted once you get into this mode where the date. And then the second time zones, again, you push this, you put it on that, and then you push this in, and then you can adjust that. So pretty simple to adjust, and then everything's done with this, and it'll only go up. So like you'll do the hour, and then you hit it again, and then you'll do the minute. Pretty simple, guys, but check out the website if you have any more issues with it. So I know that's a pretty basic explanation of how to set it, but I think if you fumble around with it, once you get it set, you're going to be good. But there it is on my 7.25-inch wrist. You can see, if you're looking at it from the top down, you can still kind of see the time. So you can definitely still see it, even though it was kind of designed as like your hands on the steering wheel, and you can kind of see the time. But it's kind of ridiculous because if your hands are on the steering wheel, even if you're up here, you still have to take your one hand over here and push it over here and hit it. So if it was a constant display, sure, it kind of makes sense. It's a bit gimmicky. It would be nice if it was a constant display, but even in the mode that it's in, the battery life is about 2 years. So I think if it was a constant display, I think they maybe just couldn't figure out how to make it low enough energy to last with a constant display. It would have been cool, but nevertheless, we got what we got. So really cool design. Let's talk about the size real quick. 31.1 millimeter case width. The lug to lug, you can see this thing's kind of like square-ish. It's 40.2 lug to lug. The thickness and the thick ramped part of it is 13.9. It does taper down to 11.4 before it really peters off on both directions. The lug width, where the bracelet actually attaches to the watch head, is a 19 mil. And then you can see these wings here that are flared out. These are 25.4, and it tapers dramatically down to 16 mil. The clasp, which matches perfectly, is about 18 mil. Everything's milled out. You can see there's like 7 micro adjusts there, and these links are pretty short. I don't care what your wrist size is, you're going to be able to find a good fit on this guy. You can see on the case back here, let me zoom in. You can see there is some information there. You got the Bulova Computron B9 stainless steel, and then some serial numbers, water resistant to whatever. It doesn't say, just water resistant, so that might just be 1 meter, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't even claim it. So the of course the model number, what is that, a 96C139er. And then you got your simple operation, open, close with a coin to get that battery changed out, because you are going to change that battery every 2 years, maybe even sooner, depending on how much you decide to push the little fidget pusher here, or maybe leave it alone, you know. But of course, we're not going to leave it alone, are we, guys? So you might change the battery every year. It's hard to say, depending on how much you wear this thing. I don't think this is going to be like an everyday watch for a lot of guys. This is going to be a little bit of a wild card, a little bit of fun. Maybe you're going out or something like that, and you want to capture that late 1970s vibe that the original model was released in. If you're like me, I'm a 1980s kid, and I'm super nostalgic when it comes to like LED screens. And instantly when I noticed this, or when I received this from Nate, I just harkened back to the days where I had those handheld video games. If you can even call them a video game, basically it was a red dot. So you either had like the football field or you had the baseball one. I actually preferred the baseball one, and the pitcher actually threw the ball and you could see it go bloop, 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 and then you had to time it and hit the ball, and you run the bases. You guys remember that game? I don't remember what those are called, but pretty crazy. I brought it up to Bruce and he was just like, yeah, you're old. Yeah, I'm getting old. It is what it is, guys. This is an old vintage re-release. So in doing so, I have to say, if I were to check out the old original Computron, I would probably feel like it was a piece of crap. Like it was probably just very chintzy. This is of better construction. It has probably better components and everything. It just probably works better. The digital stuff that was produced in the late 70s was probably not super good quality. It was maybe even borderline crude. I'm sure if you were to open this up and look inside, there's probably some really good construction inside, even with the board and everything for the module. So this is easily better than the vintage one, but that maybe is just my opinion. But I like new shiny things. I don't really care for the vintage watches. So I get excited when you see, vintage watches recreated in modern construction and, brought up to speed with the technology and everything. It's better. It just is. So big thanks to Nate for lending this guy in and checking it out. I know there's not a ton of videos out there. This, of course, is the chrome version with the blue. There's a gold one with a red display, which is really cool if you want to have that gold look to it. I've been wearing my gold G-Shock non-stop. So like if you're into this kind of vibe, it's obviously this is going to be more usable every day. But you could certainly rock this thing, whether it's the chromed out one or polished stainless, whatever you want to call it, or if you do the gold one with the red. They even have a black one with a red display, and it has a rubber strap. I think getting the bracelet, whether you get the polished one or the gold one, I think is really, my opinion, the way to go. But if you like the full black dot one, that one's kind of cool too. It's kind of stealthy looking. But super cool watch. Very simple box and display. The price on this guy is $350. If you go to the website, which I'll put a link in the description, it says for this particular colorway, it says for a limited time. Whatever the heck that means, I don't know. It's not a limited production because it's not numbered or anything. They don't tell you how many. It just says for a limited time. So I don't know if they're just trying to drum up sales on this one. The gold one and the black one does not say that. So I'm not really sure what their marketing scheme is there. But super cool watch, $350. Brand new. I like brand new watches. Most people do. If you're a value shopper, I'm sure these are going to pop up on the secondary market. I suspect probably under 300. I could be wrong depending on what kind of condition they're in. But check one out if you guys are interested in it. They're kind of fun. So thanks for watching.